Welcome back. Sorry about that. Bloody computer froze again. Still been unable to figure out what's causing that. Trying to ask around, but no luck so far. It took a little longer to get this back started because I had to redo the expedition, so that was fun. Let's see if we can't get this hunt over with though. Okay, we don't have anything new to check out. So Namiel. Weak to fire. Immune to water and lightning. That's because while she's mainly water focused, she also can use lightning. She's extremely vulnerable to poison and blast, so that's good to know. Shot zones are pretty dire, unfortunately. Basically a head, neck, and back. But even broken, they don't do spectacular. Fire damage does good against her head and back especially, but her wings also take a good deal. Well, wings and back both take, they have a hit zone value of 30, but her head's the key point of 40. Now when she's dehydrated, her head doesn't take all that much damage from fire. In fact, unfortunately, she doesn't take that much damage, period, when she's dehydrated. It's just when she's all colourful and full of water that she's susceptible to heat. But she does take nice poison damage. She's only 1 star weak to paralysis and sleep, so that wouldn't really depend on those. So basically, whatever, it's fine. No, actually I wanted to check something. No, that wasn't it. You have a red version and a green version of this, as you can see. Because we have the right shine on these boots, but I think the saturation can be turned in just a smidge. So, yeah, it's still noticeably yellow, but well, it was a bit too yellow before. I'm basically trying to match the boots with the chest piece, the silvery chest piece, and it's got very slight, it's difficult to tell at night, but it's got a very slight yellowish tinge to it as opposed to being pure silver. So I'm trying to get there right. It's difficult to do when your eyes are as bad as mine. We try. Alright. Okay, accept that. Waterproof mantle comes in quite handy in this fight. Also, again, she's 3-star weak to poison. So, give your cat a nice poison weapon. You'll be good to go. And as usual, they start us all the way down here, even though she's up at the top. So that's fun. I'm not even going to bother eating just yet, because this fight has a bit of an interesting beginning after the cutscene. It's kind of similar to Nightshade Parumu, where after the cutscene the fight doesn't immediately kick off. I'm not sure what a monster is the best sling ammo to smack her in the face with, if I'm being quite honest. Oh dear, more of these unusually coloured Nergifons. Should have picked those up. Here we go, let's grab some stone. It's better than water mons, hopefully. Should be some footprints, interesting. You seem a bit lost, mate. Ah, more of those Nergifons. Let's go back down and pick them up. They gave us the way to shortcut up here and punish us for it by making us miss some valuable tracks. Although, to be completely frank, I don't think collecting those spawns has much of a payoff. There's no point where we have to collect tracks for master rank version of Nergi. Pretty sure at least. Yeah, I think the boots are much in the chest a bit better. I feel like the brightness, the shininess, if you will, was already matched. I just had them a bit too yellow. Just a smidge. Very colourful monster design. See, when she's all glowy like this, she's full of water. And when she gets all dried out, not so much. Okay. It's interesting that they automatically know that the name's Namiel now, even though ancient Bulgarian lad over there did not give it its name, or say its name aloud, at least in the bit of dialogue we heard. Just be ready to call Cass. Now, in this case, the coral horn. Oh, you didn't call a trooper. You called some other hunter's pelican. See how it is. That's fine. Arguably better because there'll be a lot sadder because I mean it's like having a second of your actual cat as opposed to the NPC cats. Where did she go? Oh, she's down here. I'm pretty sure Octave and Namiel starts down here. And she has no watery glory. Bugger all. So, in a lot of ways that fight will remind you of Coral Bouquet. That was similar. So she does that walk forward beam like that. Now, I believe you can dodge it pretty handily by rolling towards her. Because she goes quite wide with it. Go Wayne's taking no bloody short damage. Yeah, see, she goes quite wide with it. She's going away. Let's pick these up. And as you can tell, she really packs a wallet. We did eat, right? Yeah, our stamina bars nice and large, so we must have. Kind of wanting to wait for the water blight to fade away before we get up there. It's no fun trying to evade reload when your stamina isn't regenning. Look how slow it regens. There we go. Somehow dried out. And our character still looks pretty drippy. Okay, you're still angry, eh? So did you see that spark? We call that bad news. Watch out for that. She likes to give you the bad touch. Uh-oh, watch out. Now, it's very important to keep track of the water puzzles she leaves behind, because what are you doing? She tender, yes. How? Bugger. Bit too early. She does like to throw her weight around, so do watch out for that. paralysed when I haven't noticed her being poisoned yet. See, not running forward there saved us. Otherwise she would have got us. She would have zapped us. Now, one thing that's still very helpful is to break her back. It's so difficult to tell when she's wounded or not. Yeah, see, we rolled forward there and we were alright. Yeah, obviously that's bad news. Thought I could get out of that by strafing, but it wasn't to be. So yeah, her lightning will chain from puddle to puddle if they're connected, so you have to watch out for that. You really have to watch out for that. Oh, you're not an angry lass anymore. See if we can fix that. You're joking. Really? I got shenanigans in this game. I did not even see a puddle there. That's another thing, I have trouble seeing the puddles sometimes. Same issue with Kieran's lightning on this map. It's hard to do that when I'm about to reload. Yeah, fighting her as a gunner is a bit nightmarish just because she takes no bloody damage from you. Even Sorfin, she doesn't. So yeah, water blight is actual cancer when you're doing evade reload, or if you're a bio user. Watch out for that one, because those don't tickle. I think the wings aren't tenderized anymore. Bugger. Also, reminder, your waterproof mantle is not a thunderproof mantle. It will not save you from her lightning. Agitator Wolf. Oh, this is her supernova. That will absolutely wreck you. Huh? Come over here, love. It will just, but yeah, it even even post-game armor where you're decked out pretty nice. That'll put the hurting on you. Now, luckily when she's dehydrated, oh no, she does start taking more damage from raw. She takes more from elemental when she's hydrated and when she's dried out. Hitting her with elements also dries her out quickly. So basically it's sort of similar to Levacion, where a handy way to fight her is to have someone with a fire weapon to dry her out quickly, so the rest of the party with raw weapons can just beat on her really intensely. See, she's already starting to slurp up more watery goodness. Mantles spend. Don't mind me, I'm just going to come over here and attempt to so yeah, life can be quite painful as a gunner. Yeah, I think she had too much more. Let's take a look at her watery slime here. Pretty clever way they got of introducing the ability to just flood the bloody place. Sort of sticky water. Now, hot-tempered version of her sleeps in a way you can't wallbang her, but I'm curious if regular, I forget if regular is sleeping close enough to the wall that you can knock her over. I suppose we'll find out. Do kind of miss just good old fashioned sleep bombing in Elta. So, Namiel's armor set, besides being pretty, yeah, see, she's close enough to the wall to wallbang, sure. Only just, but yeah. That was Namia. Pretty clumsy fight, but that's how she do. Melee, once you get her moves down, has a better time fighting her because again, her gun hit zones are dreadful. Heavy bowgun has a bit of an advantage in that you've got so much bloody true roll that you can sort of just overpower regardless. But light bowgun, not so much. That being said, it's obviously still doable. Just you noticeably feel the difference. Bow's still quite strong once you get right. That reminds me, her armor set can pair with Volcano's. So at this point in the game, if you want to finally use bow, you would basically go 2-piece Volcano for crit element, and then like 2-piece Namiel for elemental acceleration. So what that does is, as long as you keep attacking, it will ramp up and give you a bonus to your weapon's element. And again, the more you attack consecutively, the bigger the bonus is up to a certain point. But if you quit attacking for a couple seconds, the bonus will river away and you'll have to re-ramp it up. So it can potentially get you quite a boost in element, but unfortunately between the Volcano armor set and the Namiel armor set, at least the alpha and beta ones are both, their decoration slots in combination with their inherent skills are not particularly good, so it really hurts your build in other ways. Yeah. Bow still has it quite rough until deep post-game stuff, unfortunately. Then you can finally start getting some proper sets together. Ditto for dual blades. Dual blades, especially. Wait till we just go to the. Is it really? No, this can't be right, can it? We might be at the final main story part, but I thought there was some. I don't remember anything. Yeah, we have to speak to him to actually leave. So there's a new. It'll remind you as energy that where there's a new little area that they've discovered. Okay, nothing there. Now the Namiel armor set, if a lot of people really like it aesthetically, it's a pretty unique look. So if you take a shine to that, I suppose I could show it off. There might be some spoilers to other things here because the game setting up the layered armor forces me to get some stuff out of turn. But Let's see. Shrieking Legiana has a really lovely armor set. Well, both variants of Legiana do. The helmets, so the Alpha Shrieking Helm and then the Beta and Alpha Helms from regular Legiana can go good in lots of layer sets for your ladies. I'm not exactly saying what the male ones look like, unfortunately, so I can't tell you anything about those. Classic Nargi. Let's see. What was I going to... I guess Volcano's absolutely beautiful armor set as well. Black veil, sort of a wedding dress looking thing. Teostra's classic Teostra kind of stuff. Guild Palace. There's your Master Rank Arena set. We'll skip that one because what is she? Or did I pass her out? Oh, I went to layered armor. That's why some stuff that was showing up that didn't belong. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. I quite like the Beta Fulgur Angenome set. It's pretty nice. The Master Rank Anja Beta sets in general. Usually not too high on the old barbarian-esque style looks, but I feel like this is nice. Classic burial armor. Okay, what was I looking for here again? Yeah, here we go. Nomia. Now the colours here, obviously my own armor has a specific colour set to it to get it to look a certain way. So these aren't quite the default colours, but yeah, you look sort of like rock and roll Squid Girl or something. So yeah, they're quite cute. But yeah, they have elemental acceleration on them. It's just unfortunate that now I think it's the belt, one of the belts, Nomiel's belts, is actually really good for bows because it has like either it has like 2 ticks of constitution or 2 ticks of stamina or surge or something for free. But that's only one nice piece. The rest, not so much. Oh, he did this, yeah. Alright, let's go see. Oh, here's this, see, make sure we don't have to fertilize or something. Okay, good to go. What do you say we take a swing at this? What I think is the final boss for the story. Just kind of snuck up on us. We got here quicker than I expected. Why are we going to Astara? I really am drawing a blank here. So basically, since I've been skipping the dialogue, and obviously cutscenes aren't skippable, Belcano was keeping this thing sealed up. That's why she was active again, because he was trying to wake up. And I'm pretty sure, just to fit with that it's weak to ice. Let me double check, make sure I'm not being a big dum dum. Okay. Yeah, weak to ice. Immune to electric.
試作気球第1号を元にな。他の試作は全て解体したが、これだけは残していた。よかった。これでこいつも皇族の役に立てる。本当に残るのか。
Weakest on the head when it comes to eyes. That's even still, that's only a 25 hit zone value, so not spectacular. Well, 25's fine. It's just when they get down to 20, where like 20 is what a lot of the Thunder ones are. It's like, well, what's even the point then? Two-star weak to poison.
いいえ、おばさまも行きましょう。これは調査団の調査でもありますが、お師匠様からおばさまへの課題でもあったはず。
Fireballman cat.
立ち止まったら永遠に止まってしまいます。行くんです。
まあ、調査団としては一騎団は居残る方針だが、個人としては断固行くべきだな。
So in a way, it's kind of similar to Nergi in the base game. Was trying to knock over elders. They were trying to wait. Well, Xenojiva was feeding off of energy of dying monsters, and was trying to. Well, was either trying to stop that, or just wanted an easy meal like they suspected. But I'm pretty sure that it switched around to be no, it was to stop Xenojiva. Was why he was being doing nergy things. Speaking of, well, you'll see. She's not in that alternate outfit this time, so she actually has her goggles with a telescope on. No looking through the flower. Welcome to, what is this place called? Origin Isle. Oh, this is a big arena. Well, a medium-sized arena. So as soon as we go over there, certain thing starts hitting the fan. So make sure to get your affairs in order. I suppose poison's fine. Sure, all this, well, you'll see. Alright, here we go. Uh-oh. Recognise that roar? So this is Ruiner Gigante. He's he's a bad mama jamma now, especially. His spikes, they're not really bone anymore, it's more like they're metal. And he likes to shoot them off a lot more than he used to. Yeah, watch out for these. He likes to slam a lot too. He's got... If you fought Arctim and Nergigante, well, for one, my condolences, because bloody hell, that fight. But yes, a bit of similarity in the way he behaves. Ah, just missed. Okay, now it's time to... So, his spikes can cause bleed. And if there's one thing you don't want to be against Nergigante, it's bleeding. Alright, I forgot how that tracks. No, I forgot that that tracks. If he just kept going to where we were, we would have been alright. So yeah, he a lot of his leaps track. So to be aware of that. Didn't get it on quite in time, as unlucky. Also, welcome to being a gunner where everything one-shots you even though you're wearing full master rank armor. No, it's my fault for playing like garbage. Okay. Let's try to do this better now. This isn't even a real bloody fight. I'll go and tell you that. Because the real fight against this lad is a long way away. To be quite honest, I'm not exactly certain how I'm going to go about getting to it to show on stream, because it's quite time consuming. You have to get to master rank 200. Yes, I said 200. Yeah, that tracks. Honestly, I should have realised it tracks, because most of the leaps in Master Rank do. I don't know what happened there, but it seemed like he sped up a lot. Evade reloads kind of hurt me a good bit here, because right, we said waterproof mask. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, I guess. Be careful. Now, notice all you're getting is bones and blood out of it. No, like, shards or horns, anything like that. I swear I don't remember that particular move that he just did, where he did that fast turnaround. I sure don't remember that. Now he does seem to be quite weak to poison at least. We just about got assassinated by a bloody leech. Oh, game. Come on. Let's chug a lug that potion. I'm making this look a lot more difficult than it actually is. No. I'll bugger all. Shouldn't last too much longer. So yeah, my so apologies for that nonsense. Watch these cards. See, these kind of things are normally just rewards, not things you get from carving. Wonder what that could mean. It's weird that their warbane didn't succeed. It was unlucky that he decided to enrage just right then.
Iceborne! 怪我はありませんか？
少し休んで。きっとここにいる。
See, they originally thought that Velcana was the one making that noise, but it was this lad. So here's your final boss synergy that I find for the Master Rank portion of the story. It's another unique fight. Also, I probably should have brought a Farcaster, because they did not give you the chance to Oh well, we can always leave the quest and
あ
come
の
back
人に
in.
しかできません。星のように輝く
Which is funny considering
あ
the
の最
cutscene.
高のハンターにした。あんたの目で全てを見届けて。
They just don't think about us gunners that have to we have to go refresh our ammo. It'd be different if there was places to gather ammo here, but this is just a big arena. So none of that nonsense. So there's some annoying things about this boss here. So yeah, meet Shari's folder. Friendly looking chap. So, the first thing to learn about this arena is notice on the minimap there's a yellow box with an exclamation point and environmental trap. Well, that is because wait a minute. Where are the rocks? Where are the stones from? I was pretty sure there were stone lying around to pick up. Oh well. We'll go on the old fashioned way. I was pretty sure there was, because what about heavy weapons that normally don't generate slinger bullets? Okay. So the way to get through how are we doing? How are we doing in cards? Okay, there you go. It's a good lad. Okay, wait. Yeah, wait for it to do that. And now, slam it into the wall. Was that not the head or something? Bugger all. So this is, he's really slow right now, but I think you can figure out what we need to do here, and that is wall slamming. That was the wrong wall. Bugger all. So yeah, just Superman dive there. You can fit in between the teeth, the fingers. You can, but it's tricky. So yeah, he's really slow, but he will pretty much one-shot you if you're not careful, so to be careful. So yeah, the sound was sonic vibrations, or song as they were calling it. And it grinds rock, grinds the stone into sand. Also, if it's already sand, then it causes the sand to explode. So, yeah, kind of like that. Why can't you be unenraged? So yeah, try to stay out of the sand pits that it creates. Now, in this form, because obviously this is not the monster's final form, seems to be quite angry. We need to get a wall bang over here, but come on, lass. So yeah, this is only the first form, and yes, every time you fight the bugger, there we go. Bloody finally. So that just really speeds things up if you can keep doing that when those boulders pop up. Yeah, get away from that. That's death. Just like with Xeno'jiiva initially. Don't know the name for the bloody thing. Is there still a boulder over here? Why isn't the map updated? Turn around, lad. I'll come back over here and I'll slam you into the wall again. While you're not angry. He does take a lot of poison damage, 80 a tick. There we go. So the boulder doesn't usually spawn in the same area like that. Normally, there'll be a different one on the other side. Or just a different part of the grand arena. But okay. Don't think it'll be too much longer. Yeah, there he goes. So now he's breaking into his final form. And the arena's about to look a lot different. There's what he really looks like. Yeah, do watch out for these. That's trouble. Now, notice there's more environmental traps. It's difficult, but you can wallbang into those and they cause a lot of damage. In fact, there's an annoying part about farming this lad if you want his weapons, because you need something called a tinder plate, which only comes from carving his head. Bugger all. So he's no baby like Xeno'jiiva is, or was. He knows what he's doing to begin with. It's like a large truck. If there's any sand and he rolls over it, with his claw rake like that, it will blow up, so to be wary of that. Just trying to get some sling ammo. Fortunately, he seems to have destroyed all the boulders. Yeah, that attack's death, So I'd recommend not getting hit by it. So right now his eyes are closed. Now we'll go ahead and tell you. Bit trapped. I'll go ahead and tell you they will open as you do damage to him. Yeah, best just to get out side of those. As you've seen it backs quite the wall there. They can be a bit difficult to see, admittedly, because they're clear like that, so... Oh, but... yeah, so the tender plates I only gotten by... So you break his head, and then you break it again. Now the first break isn't so bad, but the second break is an actual nightmare. Also his eyes are open now. Get out of the sand because it's going to go boom. Also, one thing you'll notice if you get a good look at his eyes, they follow you no matter where you are. You, as in the camera, not your hunter. As in, he knows that he can see you, not your character. Oh no. Okay. Let's see. That, I suppose we should just stay down a bit longer. However, we needed to recharge anyway. Doing alright though, I think. Some Riku ammo situation. Actually, we'll be doing fine on ammo. But we need to eat as well. We got feline insurance, so that cart didn't even count. Pretty much. Let's go ahead and pop an ancient potion. Go ahead and take our drugs as well, just to speed things up. It's something I should have already been doing, to be fair. I normally don't like to do that unless it's tempered level stuff. Feels almost cheesy, but... Okay, here's his ultimate attack. So what you do is you run to the complete opposite side of the arena that he's on and be ready to Superman dive because he's going to Genki Dama the place. Also, immediately start moving because he's very bad to start firing his laser through the... I don't know about that game. He's very bad to start firing his laser through the dust when you can't see what's going on. We really need to get out of this sand. Evade reloads really. Uh oh. Okay, but yeah, so you have to get 2 head breaks, and a piece will come off, his scalp will come off, and you have to carve that. You get 2 carves, just like, say, Xenogeber's tail. You get 2 carves from it, and there's a 50% chance of a gem, and a 50% chance of what's called a Shari's folder, tended blade. So odds are you'll get 1 of each with average luck. Reminder, he's quite weak to poison. And now he's dead. So yeah, we don't even think we got a normal head break. We might have, it looks pretty beat up. Not the most photogenic mug of all, but now his armor set's quite aesthetic as well. In fact, if you'll recall the sort of the armor, the layered set I like to use when I insect lay on this character. A lot of that, well, parts of that are from him. Just make sure to pick these up. So there's the final story, boss. Now we're on to the grind. Oh dear, the grind. I'll go ahead and tell you, to access the no, I should probably wait to explain it when they actually show the place. Let's just say that if you borrow a dual blade user, you still got quite a bit left to do to get access to being able to farm for finally proper critical element gear. Actually, come to think of it, you are helped a bit because of the Azure Age armor set from one of the event quests, because it counts as pieces for critical element, so you can mix it with Volcano gear, and it might have better skills and decoration slots.
真実
They
は
typically
す
do.
ごい速さで飛んでいく
Sort of similar to in high rank the
追いつきたい
Azure.
なら進むだけだ
What was it called then?
そうね
The
次
Azure
の課
era.
題は
Just the blue samurai
自分
armor.
で探さないとね
It's a bit like it was we were able to mix with Rathalos and blue Rathalos gear to make the two-piece crit element set harness.
無事で何より見事あっぱれこりゃすごいまさか死脈に干渉する存在だったとは
何やってるのよあんたたち
調査団としては我々は残る方針ではあるのだな個人としては
But yeah, we finally get a decent
という
crit element set.
来ちまった
Although, truth be told, most of the time the best in slot
よくやった
weapons for the elements ends up being Master Rank, Coup to Wrath stuff.
そろそろ帰ろう
Basically, you use parts from Cool to upgrade the old Cool weapons. So that's nice.
なんとそうきたか
Things just don't want to stay dead.
おいっしゃー来い大自然
Kinda would have liked to see that fight. Unfortunately, Nergi's a kill stealer.
生きて
He was playing dead the entire time. Clever bugger. Now the area he's flying off to will be a post-game map for us. That's right. Iceborne introduced not one but two new full-size maps. And the next one's quite a unique place. That's a lot about a place. Alright. Probably could have upgraded my armor quite a bit. That might have helped things. I hadn't been doing that. Well, no, it was just it would have been 2 points of defense per piece, which at the level that Master Rank armor is already at, that's pretty laughable of a defense increase. It's very negligible. Basically, when it comes to Master Rank armor sets, the biggest increase in effective defense or general survivability will be health boost, just increasing your health bar.
思うんすけどね。もし俺が危ない目
Of
にあった時、
pumping your defense numbers up, because
怒ったりしてくれる
just the
人が
way
い
the
たんだ
math
ったら
works out,
すごく嬉しいよな。
you're already reaching such high defense numbers.
お前しかいない
That's just the more you add to it, it's not really improving that much. At least until we, well, now we've gotten to this point where we can start augmenting the armors, the Master Rank armors, super upgrading them.
決まれば
Then you start getting up there high enough to where it's quite noticeable. But it'll be a bit probably before we can grind up that much. We'll see.
つまりレーゲーナの異常行動も
Basically, this new map, that's what it's for.
大いなる存在と関連していたんです
Grinding
ね
this
そういう
for augments for your weapons and
大いなる存在は
layered
地元に
armor.
影響を与え
This
る
is where you get the parts for all those
地
layered
脈はあら
armors.
ゆる場所に通じ生態系と
And there are new monsters to be discovered as well.
奴の活性が生態系にゆっくり
It's
確実に影響を与え
It can be a bit complicated to jump into,
それが限界に達して
so I'll try to explain how the map works as best as I remember
生態系はこのまま壊滅するしかなかったのでしょう
when
か
we go there
いや
after this cutscenes, these credits.
あの場にネルギガンテが来ただろう、事情作用か。自然とは異常が発生しても自らの力で辻褄を合わせるもの。かの存在という脅威に対し自然が取った事情作用が
ネルギガンテ。
もっと調査する必要はあるがな。まあ調査団の行動も事情作用の一種だったのかもしれん。
自然ってすごい。
ほらみんな食べてくれよ。
なんで
次の調査に向けて力をつけないとな。
次とは
何言ってんだよじいちゃん。エルギガンテだよ。どこまでも追いかけるに決まってるだろ。次も頼んだぞ。
The amusing thing is, this next map
知りたい
is
こと
going to immediately introduce us to a monster that you will definitely, I don't care what weapon you're using, you will definitely want to farm this bugger.
相棒のおかげで解けました
At least enough because you will want to build the boots,
希望の
the
青い
beta
星
boots from
きっとこれ
from
か
its
らも
armor set. Because they're one of the single best individual armor pieces in the entire bloody game.
だけど
You basically have to go all the way to
どんな時も
the old
私が一緒で
Fatalis himself
五
before
匹
you
の
get
竜の話にもありますから
stronger
ね
armor pieces.
星のそばには
Well, not necessarily defensively strong. It's still heavily blind defensively, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the skills that's built in on it
辛いですよね
and the absurd decoration slots. It has a lot of slots and big slots too, so it's very flexible. It is an amazing armor piece. So yeah, don't think these are skippable, unfortunately. That's been the main story of Iceborne. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to go about grinding monster rank levels and the like out, so we can show off some other hunts. I suppose I could just switch over to my main character. If all else fails, because obviously she's already there and gotten all that mess. Hatched out. You gotta take the opportunity to take a swig of water. Something I've been neglecting doing. During this stream. So in preparation for this new map, a little hint is you'll want Fortify just to make things quicker and easier on you. You can abuse it free of any drawbacks, because what you're going to be doing on this new map is just expeditions. Well, there will occasionally be an actual quest that has a card limit, but the vast majority of the grinding is going to be in expeditions, which means you can cart until the cattle come home and no worries. So you'll definitely want to slot Fortify in if you can. Should be able to, it's fairly common. Combination deco, Fortify Expert, or Fortify Attack. The ones you'll probably want to aim for. And you want to slot a single tick of Geology. And that's because the monsters on this map drop a lot of shinies. And for some reason, it's suspected to be a bug, but they've left it in after all these updates. So at this point it's just a feature. Having just a tick of Geology, at least one tick of it, makes it to where you can collect each individual shiny twice instead of once. So it literally doubles or halves your farming time, or doubles your rate of farming, whatever you want to call it. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, you want to take a Geology and you want Fortify. And besides that, generally just speed things up, probably as much offensive proper skills based on your weapon as you can fit into whatever armor set you slack together.
だからさ。よし、来たな。それじゃあ、行こう。
I'll actually add this to the description. I'll link a little resource that you can follow. It's a bit of a progression guide for each individual weapon that you can follow as you go through master rank. And it includes a nice starter build for this zone. But anything else, yeah, the Elder Melder has stuff for us. We actually had more 5-star optionals to do. Basically, after completing that, we can now create that's a lot. It expanded the amount of decoration, the types of decorations you can just craft here. It's strange. The Elementless Shaver and all those should be available. Maybe those don't unlock until later. Not sure. Portage. Okay, now we've unlocked 6-star quests, which are the highest. They're the equivalent, they're the master rank equivalent of the 9-star quests in I rank. Let's go and re-up our ammo. make sure. Okay, we need to turn in our research. I didn't check the farm, did I? Oops.
ありがとう
Did
な
I return this in? No. Okay. Now we'll check the farm. I should have already because I just ran right past him. Okay. Alright. Let's follow Ruin and Nergi. Not even sure you learned that that's his name
Oh.
for a ways yet.
どこまでも行きましょ
Right.
う。ネルギガンテを追いかけて。
Bugger.
準備はいいか行こう
Starting it. The troll starting the dialogue selection as no, as opposed to yes. It's no. It's just cruel. How dare. How dare. So yeah, we're heading towards the recess. But I recall the Nergi's flying the coop.
あれは。追いましょう。
Those wing drakes are stout and have decent stamina in the
この
building.
方向で間違いはないはずなんですけど。
Haul us along such large distances if you really think about it. Of course, then they almost slap into a mountain. So they're not necessarily clever. They're too stupid to be tired.
これは。
Welcome to the guiding lands. Or as player bases, can we call it affectionately, nickname them the grinding lands. You're gonna need to be you're gonna get very used to seeing this place. Very used to it. So this is a very unique map. It's different than all the others because it's sort of it's sort of pieces of all the others, all combined. You'll see what I mean once we actually get down here. Now Nergi's actually saving her bacon actively. I say actually or actively, I meant actively. Okay, let some surprise Stephen Basil come and take us out before he gets a chance to fight us at our best. Can't have that. So yeah, just about every single monster in the game, again, just about. There's no Abeatardos or Girardados here, I don't think. It's no, or Lavasiarf either. I'm pretty sure that none of them are here. But just about everything else is, including the Elder Dragons. All of them. Well, except for like Kolb or Safi Jiva, but those are spatial, of course. Ditto for Ultreon and Vitalis. Alright, we're on rails here a bit. So, notice that signs of a turf war. You're going to need to collect those when you come across them. Okay, so this map, the Guiding Lens, it's sort of a maze of twisty, turny paths and small to medium-sized little more open areas for fighting. And as you can see, this one greatly resembles the ancient forest. But there's areas, so here's the ancient forest, over here is the Coral Highlands, down here would be Wildspire, and then after doing certain event quests, there will be an Arctic region for Hoarfrost, and then a volcanic region. Now these areas I'm circling is purely based off memory because it's been a while since I've done much here for full disclosure, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's laid out. With the Highlands here, Wasteland here, Forest here, volcanic area down here, or the Vale is just in a lower area because there are 3 different elevation levels to this map. There's also a second camp, so we're going to set a camp up right here, and then there's another one on over here somewhere. Enough of that. I'm explaining things quite poorly. But, so basically, there's an area for each map, each of the other maps are represented here. And each of these areas, each of these maps areas, have their own level to them. And based on what their level is, will determine what kind of monsters that are native to that region will show up in the guiding lands for you. Okay? Hope you following that. So these levels are from 1 to 7. Once you get to about 5, you'll start getting tempered monsters to show up. Well, okay, so it starts like level 1, you'll get the little cannon fodder enemies, you know, you'll get the Jagras, Gyros, Dodogama type stuff. You know, that level of fodder. Or Puke Puke, or Kuruyaku, ZZ Haku. Those little buggers. Then you get to level 2 and you start getting a little higher. You start getting your Barros and your Anjanaths and Rodobong and the like. Then like level 3 or 4 you start getting your Apexes, your Rathalos, your Diablos, your Pseudo-Wyverns, Barrioth and Nagakuga and Tigrex. Shame Giginox isn't in the game, or Rise, but so as you can tell right here, Rathalos is here. Of course, if you were paying attention to the rules, you probably already knew that as well. But yeah, so you level up an area, and you get access to new stuff. And then I think like once you get to like tier 5 is when Elder Dragons start spawning, and then as well as tempereds of some of the lower stuff. And then 6, you'll start getting like tempered elders and tempered apexes, and then 7 will typically unlock a new monster for that region that will only show up at tier 7. So for the forest, well, yeah, so here's the first camp right here where I pointed out on the map. Well, okay, so that isn't quite accurate of it's something neat if of it needing to be level 7 to unlock a new monster. Also, I think I was mistaken. I seem to remember Lavasioff actually being on the map. It's just on the volcanic map. It's just the other two, Gerardidos and Beatagos, that don't show up for whatever reason. But I'm trying to remember. So our first order of business will actually be getting the ancient forest area to level 3, I think it is, because that unlocks the first bonus monster. And it's the one that gives the boots that I was telling you about, as well as a really good light bowgun that can shoot rapid fire PS2 or sticky ammo. In fact, sticky ammo can be sticky 3 can be quite the handy build. Oh, Diablos is here as well. Am I going the wrong way? Probably not. This place is a maze. You will, it will take you a very long time of exploring this thing before you really get it down. And I am quite rusty in this particular map, so there's a helm crab. There are also no endemic life here, of course, as one might expect. Yeah, so area 3, or rather level 3 in the forest will unlock our first bonus monster. I'll go ahead and tell you, it's young Garuga. And once you get to level 7 is when you unlock Scarred Young Garuga, who doesn't have another armor set, but has parts to upgrade the bowgun to its cap. So that's really nice. Scarred's basically the tempered version of Young Garuga, if you will. And then the Coral Highlands getting to a certain level will unlock, well, Jinoga here for you. I don't think it's all the way to 7. But Wildspire is an important one because getting that to 7 unlocks Gold Rathian. And Gold Rathian has some of the absolute best base game weapon for melee weapons for most, if not all, of melee weapon types. But especially longsword, sword and shield. It's basically, if there's a Gold Rathian weapon available, it's going to be the best non-event base Iceborne craftable weapon, if you will, for that time. Really good in multiplayer too, because poison's especially good there, because since the monster is going to be spreading its attention among multiple people. So that was a bit glitchy. He's supposed to just sort of run away like that. You're not supposed to get the chance to actually fight them. So it's, yeah, see the buggering off. But he kind of glitched out. That's never happened before, that's kind of funny. So yeah, that's to wet your whistle a bit and get you interested in, oh, I want to explore this place. But yeah, here's leading into the Wildspire Wastes area. If I can remember where the other camp is, I'll go ahead and discover that area right quick. But this kind of thing's what we made a gathering set for. Okay, but Wildspire will unlock Gold Rathian, so her weapons are really good because poison's really good, especially in multiplayer. They have really good sharpness, really high roar, and high levels of poison. And poison does a number on monsters. Even with monsters that are really resistant to poison, 1-star weak, it's still bonus damage that you get for free just for beating on the monster. So it's nothing but a bonus. But multiplayer, it's particularly helpful unless there's more than one person using a poison weapon. Because as the monsters can be back and forth between 4 different people, up to 4 different people, it's exceedingly difficult to be doing damage to them while they're running around, as opposed to being still where you can properly fight them. But if they're poisoned, they're still taking a lot of damage, regardless if they're running around or not. So that's a lot of fun. Always nice to have a poison weapon and a lost weapon available in multiplayer, but only one of each, of course, as you get so these are new endemic live for this area. Unfortunately, we didn't get one. You need to have Gilly Mantle to not scare them off. They're called Marleys. They like to pop up next to plants and the like. They spawn in pretty much every area, and there's a rare version of each of them that spawns in each area. So there's like a mossy one for the forest. There's like a helmeted one that spawns here. So you can collect those if you like, one of each for each of the 6 region types. I think it's 6. See. Yeah. But yeah, poison, really nice. Like longsword, sword and shield. Definitely want to grab those Gold Rathian weapons. Pretty sure Charge Blade uses it too. Switch Axe. I need to actually break down and try those 2 weapons for once. I hadn't really gotten around to it. I played a lot of Sword and Shield, predominantly bow, but Sword and Shield second because that was my initial main, and I switched to bow in post-game high rank on my main character. And then got into light bargain, tinkering with that. A little bit of lance as well. It's been a while since I've tinkered with that though. But I did it quite a bit. I'm not really a fan of clunky, heavy, slow weapons. Heavy bargain I played a lot just... if you looked at my guild card or my main, it would seem like I played it a lot, but that was me spamming the greatest Jogress event quest to farm decorations because you can solo or cheese the bugger with Glutton Heavy Bargain pretty easily. So I was just doing that over and over to farm decorations. So it really hype-inflated my Heavy Bargain numbers. It looks like there'd be something over there, but there isn't. I'm bad to fall for that. Wait. Oh, so we set that camp up. So I need to go over here and activate this one. They don't really even try to hide it. I mean, it's pretty easy to find right here.
ここならキャンプを作れそうですね。
As you can tell, they're fairly close together, but they are on different levels. Let's speed things up a little bit, I suppose. Now, if you notice, there's only for one way out at the moment. Well, no, I suppose we can go down there. That'd probably take us to the Vale area, and yes, it's filled with effluvium, so it's no fun. Oh, also, if you use the tail radar signal, it's pretty random what you'll get to show up, because again, this is every map. See, so we got a bug trapper with a jogress, where we could have gotten any of the other cats. Here's the Highlands area. It's one of the smaller ones. Lovely little river here. I think I interrupted myself while talking about something a minute ago. What was it? Oh, weapon types. Okay, so it wasn't important. It was just me prattling on about weapon types I've tried. Basically, I've tried most of them a little bit, but haven't really touched switch axe or charge blade. Or really hammer either. Or gun lance. Purely because, and especially greatsword, I've never used greatsword. That's definitely not one for me. So yeah, it's the Highlands area. Not a lot to it. Shortcut down over here. Now, initially, there's only the 4 initial maps. The forest. So the forest, and then there's another area over here in Wildspire. There's roughly 2 areas per zone in the Highlands, and then the Rotten Vale, which we'll go to last. But I suppose I should keep going over. Let's ignore the weapon talk. So, Golgrathian, level 7, Wildspire. Definitely something you need to unlock. Well, if you play any of those melee classes. Weapons, rather. There's a giant Vigor Wasp right here. They're spoiled, they're little buggers. In a little area over here. Now, the rare forest version of the Morley comes after. Yeah, we don't need the antidotes. More than the Adam seed will pop up right around here, I think it is, when it shows up. Now, I'm not sure if anyone ever confirmed it, but it's suspected that you might have to level an area up before the rare spawn Moleys will start showing up. So do be aware of that. Or feel free to look that up sometime if you like. There's plenty of information out there. Formulated better than I can say it. Also remember that there are multiple tiers to each area here. So it's the same area in the forest. But, you spot lots of vine traps. Some jawgrass, really lovely area. Alright, let's go explore the Vale. If I can remember how to get to it. Basically just go down. Should be a way down over here, actually. Alright, but as I was saying, so initially there are just these 4 areas, and then once you reach a certain point, you will, certain master rank, you will start unlocking a quest for, I think it's Rajang that opens up the volcano area. And it's Stygian Genoga that unlocks the Hoarfrost area. It's something like that. But then you unlock those. And then, well, maybe it's the other way around. No, I think it's... I don't know. I guess we'll learn together, or I'll be reminded rather. Yeah, as we get to that point. That's another thing. Master rank. The level you can increase each area to has a cap of 4 initially. But once you reach to certain tiers of, so if you recall, in high rank, when we reached certain hunter rank levels, we got a new quest. So we had to hunt 2 tempered basil geese. Once we got to to initially unlock our hunter rank, and then once we got to HR 49, we had to hunt a tempered kitten to fully unlock a hunter rank from there. You can go all the way to 999 if one was so inclined. Well, master rank has a similar thing where once we reach certain caps, we have to do a quest that will uncap it to the next tier. And each time we do that, it will also increase the max level that you can level an area by 1. So basically we have to fully uncap our master rank to be able to get an area to 7 in the first place. So that's fun. What am I doing? Okay, so Highlands. Okay. Coral Highlands, level 7. This is a big one. Unlocks Silver Arthalos. Silver Arthalos is where you get something called True Critical Element for having 4 pieces of his armor. That's what you're aiming for, is bow and dual blades. And elemental eye bargain, I suppose. But mostly bow and dual blades. There you will finally get a proper armor set. From him. So that's right, you have to fully uncap your master rank, get your Coral Highlands Guarding Lands area all the way up to level 7, and then farm Silver Rathalos, who's quite a tough cookie to crack, to be fair. He's no slouch. So yeah, this is the Vale area. Just so you can go through here. The next up there will be just jump down. This is a small spot over here. So yeah, this is the initial state at the Guiding Light. Well, sort of. Because frankly there are... Oh dear, what's what I want to... We'll drop the Devil's Blight. Godbug's quite important. This takes us back up to the forest. I need to stop snatching stuff. I need to stop. Alright, here's the... This little area can lead to the volcano eventually. I think it leads to the volcano. That goes up to the forest. Then it goes to the water, to the vale. Wait, maybe that goes to the forest. I'm pretty sure this area leads to the volcanic area. Not exactly sure where though. Oh well. Okay, so this initial trip doesn't have it, but there is... So besides the areas themselves have their own level, but the mining nodes and the bone piles in each individual area have their own levels specific to that area as well. And basically there are, I think it's 4 or 5 tiers of bones or minerals that can be gathered from each. And as you gather from them, they will slowly level up. Well, not really slowly. They level up at an arcade rate, a moderate rate. But the highest tier gathered from them can only be gotten at level 5, where a unique, really big version of either the bone pile or the mining node will show up, and you gather from that, and it will give you the highest tier area. Typically a guiding, so for the mining ores, it's like a guiding forest crystal, I think is the highest tier in the forest for that. And then what's the highest tier for bones? Slumbering forest, great bone, something like that. But yeah, you'll need to gather lots of those because they're used in both augmenting weapons and armor and layered armor sets. So you're going to need a lot of all kinds of that stuff from every map. Now, those level independently of the area leveling itself, because once they get to level 5, you gather from the secret spot. They will reset back to level 1, and then you build them back up. So that's how those work. Okay, now here's a bit of an annoyance. As you level one area, it will lower the levels of the others at a certain point. Now, initially, so there's a maximum amount of total levels you can have, basically. So once you'll be able to fully max out 2 of the 6 areas at a time at level 7, but never a third. Once you start leveling a third level 7, one of the other level 7s will start to drop, or both of them will start to drop. However, and so basically to level an area, you need to kill monsters from that area. Kill or capture monsters from that area. That's how you level the Guided Lands. Okay. But the annoyance is, I have all these areas and monsters are spawning from all sorts of different places. Now, to tell where a monster is from that spawns, there will be a symbol of that particular monster's area of origin. So that applies, that's especially important for monsters that can show up in multiple areas, like Rathian, for example. She can be from the forest, or she can be from Wildspire. But to know which, you'll have to look at your map and see which symbols beside. If it's the desert, then she's from Wildspire, but if she's from the forest, then obviously she's from the forest. Now, remember those signs of turf war that we found when we initially got here right after the cutscene? So those you'll have a little deal over on the right side of the screen of a certain class of monsters. So Fanged Wyvern, Brood Wyvern, Elder Dragon, Flying Wyvern, you get the gist. And what look like little footprint marks next to them. They'll start out being black, but they will fill in gradually as you hunt monsters, collect tracks, and find those signs of a turf war. Now what happens is, when you level that all the way up, it will give you a lure for a monster of that type. So you level up the Brute Wyvern, and it'll give you a lure for something for a Brute Wyvern. So Savage Devil Joe, Anjanath, Fulgur Anjanath, Radobon, Ulagon, or Barioth. Or Baroth, rather. I think that's all the Brood Wyverns. I don't think I'm forgetting one. So it'll be one of those. And what that means is you can go to the handler and have her lure out that exact monster and one of the monsters that are already on the map, because again there can only be 3 monsters on the map at once. 3 large monsters. One of those monsters will get out of town, and then the monster you summoned, and you can even specify which area you want it to be from, I'm pretty sure, will show up and you can go hunt it down and so you can grind levels in a particular area that way, grab a bunch of lures. So yeah, that's the gist of how the guarding lands work. And don't worry, once you get areas, so say, I'm a bar user or I'm a Jewel Blades user, I really need access to Silver Rathalos at all times. Well, luckily there's an event quest where he's available at all times. Unfortunately, it's both him and his wife, so that's fun. That's a rough fight. Don't get me wrong, that is a rough fight. But so it's like I really need to keep the Coral Highlands locked at 7. Luckily, you can lock your guarding lands to where the levels won't fluctuate on you. Now the mining and bone piles and like those will. That's not what you lock. You lock the area levels themselves. And also I need to finish going over what the area is unlocking level 7. So, okay, recap. Scarred Yarngaluga Forest level 7. Silver Rathalos, Coral Highlands level 7. Gold Rathian, Wildspire level 7. Blue Tigrex, Rotten Vale level 7. Now Blue Tigrex, sort of similarly to Yarngaluga's boots, but to a lesser extent because this is mostly for melee users. But the beta chest piece from Blue Tigrex's armor is a pretty solid one for your melee users. So you definitely want to take a swing at him. Now luckily, again, he should be available in event quests. Some of these are available in event quests, like Scarred Yarngaluga is available in an easy event quest that will always be available because since the game's in complete mode and no other updates are coming, all the events are on all the time. Besides the seasonal ones, they rotate every 2 weeks. Same with Safi Jiva and Call of Durance sieges. They swap out every 2 weeks. If you've been paying attention to that. Then Volcano, level 7 is Raging Brachydios. That's a fight. Regular Brachy's fairly easy. Raging Brachy, he took that personally. It's a very cinematic fight too, especially the final stand. We'll put it this way, you can't trap him, you can't capture him. It's a kill only thing. There's no capturing allowed. There's no escape either. And then for the snow region, level 7 is Furious Regime, I think. Yeah, Furious Regime. So yeah, those are the 6 areas and what they unlock. And Furious Regime has some good armor pieces. Weapon-wise, you might have some competitiveness for the thunder weapons. Stygian Janoga has some solid dragon weapons. I'm pretty sure they're some... Well, the gist of it is they all have something useful to somebody. Even if it's just aesthetically, because a lot of them have really lovely armor sets. Now, Raging Brachydios, you'll probably want to build his entire bloody armor set, because that basically becomes your... So you remember the Draken armor set from Behemoth. That's basically your equivalent to that to hold you over until Fatalis. Then takes that slot. But yeah, so 4 pieces of Raging Brachy, and then some other piece, depending on your weapon type, will become quite common for a lot of the different weapons once you get to that point. Also, Raging Brachy's weapons are generally a step up from even the Gold Rathian ones. Like, they're seriously impressive. Like his Insect Glaive, the only Insect Glaive that beats it is Fatalis. And I'm pretty sure that goes for pretty much every melee weapon. The only weapon that beats the Brachy one is, the Raging Brachy one, is Fatalis. With the possible exception of Longsword, because I think Safi Shatter Spear, I think that's what it's called, which is also Blast Longsword. I think it beats it ever slightly. They're really close though. It's a matter of comfort, I think, between either of them. But we're getting into min-max speedrunner type stuff, so where those little details matter, so a lot of you might not be interested in that. Okay, I think we should finally leave this place and go on the next part of the story, which is basically, hey, just go hunt a bunch there and start leveling stuff up. And again, the initial goal will be to level up the forest to unlock Yon Garuga, because it's got a really lovely live bargain that can do rapid fire PS2, sticky builds. And sticky's kind of your, I just want to relax while playing live bargain build. As long as you have good aim and you can shoot them in the noggin. Now damage wise it doesn't matter where you shoot them, because it's always going to do the same damage because it's blast. It's just an explosion. But this just explains sort of what I've been explaining to you. Oh, the master rank's already capped out at 49. So we should have... and then Admiral, I think this will be Regime's quest. Also... yeah, we also unlocked... The Steam works a lot better now, because now we can adjust the output. it can be normal or 10 times. That means that each roll will take 10 times what they normally would, but the rewards is also 10 times. So basically, running it once is like you ran it for 10 times. It's a lot more expensive, but as you gather things in the Dragon, in the Guiding Lands, you'll get a lot of this stuff, which is whose only use is to convert into fuel. So as long as you do a lot of Guiding Lands stuff, you'll have more fuel than you know what to do with. So you can really get a lot out of this place. It really helps you keep your consumables up if you're making proper use of them. Unlike I, they keep neglecting them all. So yeah. Ah, do we not have it? Wait. So now this is a new area, so we can fix them or adjust them. So basically, if we say we had the forest at level 7, and I'm like, okay, let's lower that. We could move it down if we wanted manually, instead of just having to hope that it's the one that decreased as we leveled whatever one we wanted to get up to 7. Now, you can join other people's Guiding Lands quest, but do be warned that you can only join expeditions that from people that are your same bracket of master rank, or, well, the big one is have unlocked the same areas you have unlocked. So right now we only have the 4 basic areas, so we couldn't enter someone's Guiding Land if they've unlocked the volcanic region or the frozen region. So we'll have to unlock those 2 first, and then we can freely go to who's ever, provided our master rank is high enough. So if you want to hunt with your mates in the Guiding Lands, and if they're a bit ahead of you, that's probably why you need to work on your master rank or unlock do special assignments from the Admiral there to open up new areas. However, I actually recommend holding off on that. Well, it's a decision you can make. So, reminder, to level an area you need to hunt monsters from that specific area. Now, monsters randomly spawn and can be from, so the monsters that spawn can be from, so a bunch of monsters can spawn from Rotten Vale at the same time, even though you're wanting to level the Highlands or something like that, or from the volcanic region when you want to level Wildspire. So the fewer areas you have, the better your odds of the monsters spawning from the area you want to level, theoretically. That being said, once you gather a bunch of tracks and can get some loot stocked up, you can just spam monsters from a particular region to level it that way. You don't have to worry about it as much. But starting out, it might be prudent of you to keep it at 4 areas instead of expanding it all the way to 6. Just to help your odds of getting monsters you want. So again, if you're Bar or Dual Blade, I definitely recommend blitzing up Coral Highlands up to 7 to get old Silver Boy. But if you're another melee weapon, I would recommend going to old Gold Ruffian at level 7 Wildspire, which is probably what we'll do, because in Sec Lave, of course. well, that's what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, um, let's see. Unfortunately, there is no Gold Rathian insect glaive. But if you're a longsword, sword and shield, gun lance, switch axe, or charge blade, you definitely want to give her a look-see. Now I didn't mention. Now she has a hunting horn as well. It's a bell. It's a quite fun design because I'm not very knowledgeable. A lot of hunting horn depends on how good are the songs, and I don't know if her songs are worth a darn. So fortunately, I can't really give you any tips about hunting horn. My apologies. I am not a tutor. But yeah, if you're long sword, sword and shield, gun lance, switch axe, charge blade, you can definitely you'll definitely have a good time with Gold Rathian weapons. With Insect Glaive, we're pretty much stuck with the event, the Royal March, until either we do Savage Either. No, I think we're stuck with it until the next best we can get is Raging Brackies. And that's that's going to be pain. That's going to be a lot of pain. Unless I'm forgetting something. What about Master Rank called? I don't know. I'll check it out, I guess. Check stuff out. Try to refresh my memory. But anyway, we should have a quest to do. To unlock to uncap our master rank. I guess we're stuck at 49 right now. Hold on. I bet it's also Guardian Maze is here. And here's where we fought Shari's Folder. I bet we have to talk to the commander over here. That actually strikes a chord of memory. There also still, yeah.
お疲れ様です。
感謝する。
Wise. Just a moment, because I feel like I'm definitely missing something. But maybe it doesn't trigger. Oh, hold on. I think you have to get a Guiding Lens area to level 4 before it triggers these, but I'm going to double check. On the wiki, right? Quick for you, I don't want to give you wrong information. I can help us. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, we need to reach level 3 in the forest, and then we will have to hunt Jan Garuga. And that will and then after that we will have access to a hunt against a Tempered Rathian and a Tempered Nightshade Paladin to uncap a master rank from 50 to 69, and then after that, now each of these also has some sort of requirement for Guarding Lens levels. In fact, the wiki doesn't seem to know the exact amount of levels you need for this one, a Tempered Brachii and a Tempered Glavenus. And after that, it fully uncaps your master rank, I think. No, it gets you to master rank 99, and then once you get there, and the total level from your Guarding Lens adds up to being at least 12, which is quite easy to do, especially if you've unlocked the two bonus areas. Then you go and you finally fight Ruiner. So yeah, it's master rank 100. And you go and you take down a Ruiner there again in the Guarding Lens. And then after doing that, now you can level an area to level 7. So basically we have a lot of grinding we need to do. We need to get the forest up to level 3. And I should probably go fertilize because I'm pretty sure it's time. Yep. Just in time. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. I guess it's a bit difficult because I'll have to grind so much. And then it's sort of like the we hunted Black Veil Azak, and now we have to grab some tracks for Namiel. At least in that case, it's like, oh, one expedition you can do it. As long as you don't get distracted like I'm bad to on expeditions. But this is quite a bit different because you have to spam hunts over and over as the region slowly levels up, all the way to 3, and then we have to do a hunt for Yon Galuga, complete with a cutscene. See, the cutscene's the issue. Be nice to show that on stream because it's quite a fun cutscene. With the only regular Devil Joe in the entirety of Master Rank that shows up in that cutscene. Every single other Devil Joe in Master Rank are all Savage Devil Joes. So that's a bit funny. Speaking of Savage Devil Joe, one thing you'll notice if you start doing expeditions and the like in either the Guarding Lands or just the regular maps, when an Elder Dragon shows up, if Savage Joe happens to show up, they will have a turf war together, which is quite fun. Same thing with Furious Regine, he does it as well. I think he does. I know he has one with Joe, which is pretty intense fight. But yeah, what I'm getting at is, so if I grind the forest up to level 3 off stream, and it's like, what, pop on stream, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to do the Yon Galuga hunt. Okay, that's over now, I have to go back to grind. Oops. So I'll probably just do that stuff off stream, and once we get to where we can kind of do what we want, I'll go back and I'll hunt a Yon Galuga on stream so you can see what that's like. He's not too much different from fighting Rathian, to be completely honest. He does have some extra moves, but generally he fights quite similarly. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. You'll miss the cutscene, but it's on YouTube. You can probably look it up pretty easily. Also, I need to remember to add the link to the progression page to the description, so you can look up whatever weapon strikes your fancy and how you can progress using. It even assumes you haven't done any deco grinding in high rank, which if you're coming in late with Iceborne, you probably don't want to take the time to do that, because frankly deco farming in high rank is a bit of a buggeroo unless you can set up to cheese or greatest Jagras a lot, or farm greatest the big Lavasia, the Arc-Tempered Lavasia. So unless you can do either of those, the Jagras one's much easier. Now they're pretty much going to one-shot you no matter what you get. Well, high rank gear wise, they'd one-shot you even if it's best of the best, fully augmented and your melee. They will generally one-shot you all the time, but the goal is to pick up the shinies. Well, for the most part. Before that happens. But yeah, if you don't have Glutton and can cheese him down, then just hop on in the master rank. Because frankly, you'll get a lot of the rare decos just going through master rank, because they start dropping high rarity phase stones that just have the better decos in them at a much higher clip than the stuff you could get from high rank. But okay, I think we'll end it here. And I'll get to grinding. And I hope you enjoyed. And see you next time, where hopefully we're uncapped master rank. So until then, take care. See you next time.